Hey guys, and welcome back to day 18 of our daily interview algorithm. So today we've got another Q6 algorithm on Code Wars, and this is quite an important one because it's an algorithm where you compare two arrays, and comparing arrays is extremely important when you do these interview-based algorithms because normally I would say a good way to do this is using a for loop where you can use the value that you're incrementing as the index for the arrays that you're searching. So here we have two arrays. All we're doing is checking if each value in one array is equivalent to the same value in the other array but squared. So what's important is that the arrays, they need to be sorted, but it does tell you that the two arrays have the same size, so we don't need to check for size differences. We can just assume those are the same. So I would say first we need to sort the arrays, and then we need to create a for loop which checks if one array's values are equivalent to the square of the other array's values, and if they are, then we can just keep going until we've iterated through both arrays, and then we can return true. If at any point it's not, we can return false. I believe that's return type. Yeah, Boolean. Okay, so I'm going to first create two variables just to store our inputs. So I'm going to have var base array equals a, and then var squared array equals b. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use array.sort on both of them. So array.sort a. Oh no, it's going to be array.sort base array. So that's going to be sorted, and then I'm going to sort the squared array. And that's all good. So now what we want to do is create a for loop. So for var x equals, let me start index 0, as long as x is less than, so we can use any array. I'll just go with the base array dot length. Then what I want to do is just increment. Okay, so if, and now we just need to index it. So if the base array x, now there's a couple of ways you can just square it. I'm just gonna do the really simple straightforward way, which is just to multiply it by itself. And if it is equal to squared arrays index, which would be actually not 0, it's x, then that's all fine. We can, or actually what we want to do, probably this is better, if it's not equal, then we can just break out of our loop and return false. But if that's all fine, it iterates through every element of the array and there's no difference, then we can just return true. So this isn't too difficult, but we're going to give it a quick test. And okay, so I believe that is because, okay, so it doesn't recognize array, and that is because we're missing some using statements as usual. So I'm just going to add those. So using system dot link, and dot. Alright, now we're going to give it another go. So run the test. And okay, keyword base. Oh, okay, I know why. It's because we wrote base rather than base array. Okay, so now that should be good. And okay, I know why, because I was being silly. That should actually go there. And now we run it again, and hopefully this time it works. Okay, so we passed our tests. So we're just going to attempt that, and hopefully this works fine. Okay, so we've passed all of our test cases except one. That's interesting. There's just one test case that fails, which test case is this? Ah, okay. So I think they've passed in a no value, and we're not checking for no's in here. Okay, so it says here if A or B are nil, or no, or none, the problem doesn't make sense, so return false. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave that for you guys if you want to give it a try. It's the Are They the Same algorithm question on Code Wars. I'll give you a hint. If you do need to check if something is null, there's a couple of ways to do it with an array. Just figure out one way we can check if an array being passed in is a no value, and then if it is, then just return false, and that will break out of the remaining code. So that was just one other quick algorithm, guys, using our data structure concepts. So that was day 18. We've got 7 more days to go, and so stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.